Carrie Underwood made her musical debut on the American Idol stage in the year 2005, bringing with her nothing but a dream and a beautiful voice. Never in her wildest dreams did she imagine that the upcoming season would irrevocably alter the trajectory of her life, propelling her from a girl from a small town who had a passion for singing to one of the most prominent celebrities in the country music industry. Carrie Underwood is currently reminiscing of the incredible journey that started on that legendary platform, which nearly 20 years have passed since it took place. Fans are given a first-hand look at the raw feelings, struggles, and successes that the country music legend experienced as a competitor on American Idol in 2005. This is made possible through an exclusive interview in which she opens up her personal journal for the first time. As soon as Carrie takes a seat in front of the camera, she is overcome with a mixture of sentiment and sentimental feelings. The notebook that she is holding in her hands is a leather-bound notebook that has seen a lot of use. The pages of the notebook are loaded with scrawled ideas, song lyrics, and reflections from her time spent on American Idol. Before continuing to share a few of the entries that have remained near and dear to her heart throughout the years, she takes a moment to reflect and take a deep breath. "I'm just a small-town girl" was the first entry, and it was the audition. It was in January of 2005 when Carrie made her first entry in the journal, and it was about her attempt to compete on American Idol. During that period of time, she was a college student from Chicota, Oklahoma, who was 22 years old. She had never imagined that her goals of becoming a country music singer would be realized so swiftly. When she was getting ready to perform for the judges, she would write in her journal about the conflicting emotions of excitement and anxiety that she would experience. "I had no idea what I was venturing into," she said. "I was just a girl from a little town who had a passion for singing and a goal of performing on stage, but this was something completely else. At the moment that I entered that room, I was trembling. In the midst of thousands of other individuals, I found myself in the position of only hoping to advance past the initial round. It was not even about succeeding. Rather, it was about demonstrating to myself that I was capable of achieving this." Carrie remembers that when she entered the audition room for the first time, she was greeted by Randy Jackson, Paula Abdul, and Simon Cowell. She talks about her anxiety and how she barely made it through the first conversation with the judges in the journal. She also describes how she was unable to speak well. "I was afraid that I would say something stupid, or even worse, that they wouldn't like my voice," she recalls saying on that occasion. "As soon as I began singing, 'I Can't Make You Love Me,' however, things began to shift. Rather than continuing to talk, they simply listened. I had the epiphany that I could accomplish this at that very moment." That very first performance at the audition was the spark that ignited the beginning of her career on American Idol, and helped her to become more confident in herself. Carrie says, "I have no idea what's going to happen next, but I'm going to give it everything I have." This is the last thing she writes in her diary entry before closing it. It's possible that this is the beginning of something truly remarkable. The second entry is titled "The Competition Roller Coaster." Carrie finds herself in the thick of the tough battle after a few weeks have passed since the beginning of events. It is becoming increasingly apparent to her that American Idol is a reality show. The emotional toll of being away from home, the pressure to perform week after week, and the jitters that come before each performance are all factors that contribute to the overall effects of being away from home. Throughout the course of the tournament, Carrie writes in her journal about the highs and lows that she personally experienced. The first few weeks were like getting caught up in a tornado. There were a great number of people, a great number of cameras, and a great deal of pressure to deliver. On certain days, I had the sensation that I was floating, while on other days, I was afraid that I would fall. I can still vividly recall being in the bottom 3 following the week of the Beatles, and thinking to myself, "This is it. I'm ready to go home." But then Simon remarked something that has stayed with me for a very long time. "You have a star quality about you." Carrie describes how the words of Simon instilled confidence in her and enabled her to move forward. In spite of the fact that I had no idea what was going to take place, I was aware that I could not give up. It was at that moment that I began to seriously consider the possibility. I'm so homesick, she says in one of her entries, which is very moving. I am longing for my friends and my family. On the other hand, each time I take the stage, I am reminded of the reason I am here. I am unable to return home quite yet. I must go with my journey. It is revealed in her notebook that Carrie relied on the support of her other competitors, notably her bond with Bo Bice, who was also a finalist in the competition. In our conversations, Bo and I would discuss anything from our concerns to our dreams to our families. Having someone like him by my side was the best thing that could have happened to me. The Idol Journey, Confronting Doubt and Embracing Strength, is the third entry in this series. By the time Carrie reaches the final phases of the competition, she has begun to comprehend the significance of what is taking place. As she gets closer and closer to the top, the anticipation continues to grow. She begins to wrestle with the consequences of her newly discovered popularity and what it would mean for her future, and as a result, her journal entries become more thoughtful. Although it's difficult, I'm making an effort to avoid getting too caught up in the concept of winning. I have the impression that each week is the most significant week of my life. There is a great deal of pressure. In the meanwhile, however, I am gaining a great deal of insight into who I am. I never imagined that I would make it this far. There are times when I had the feeling that I am not very good, but then I am reminded of the reason that I am here. My presence on this stage was predetermined. I was destined to be a singer. Carrie's writing reveals her sensitivity as she navigates the emotional roller coaster that comes with being on American Idol. Carrie's writing is a reflection of her experience. I can't believe I'm in the final two finalists, she writes in an entry that was published in April of 2005. I simply cannot believe that it is actually taking place. I still get the feeling that I am the girl from Chakotay, who was a member of the chorus in her high school. But now I have the opportunity to become something more significant. My only requirement is to have faith in myself. I never thought this would be my reality, is the winning entry for the fourth contest. It was then that the night arrived, the night when Carrie Underwood was announced as the victor of the fourth season of American Idol. It was a night spent crying, celebrating, and coming to terms with the fact that her life was about to undergo a transformation that would last a lifetime. Her final writing in her journal from that time period is a reflection on the feelings that she experienced after winning. I acted on it. You won. I did. Even now, I find it hard to believe. I never imagined that this would be the reality of my life. It's almost like another dream. The question, what now, kept running through my head as I walked off that stage. The entire world is poised and ready to welcome me, but I have no idea how to get started. At this very now, I am experiencing the most terrifying and exhilarating moment of my whole life. Carrie expresses in her writing the love and support that she received from her family, as well as the profound appreciation that she felt for the chance that had been presented to her. It's not just my victory, she said. I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who has supported me and believed in me. At the same time that I am winning this for me, I am also winning it for them. The final lines that she wrote in the journal were as follows. I have no idea what the future holds, but I'm going to give it everything I've got. Carrie's reflection. A legacy constructed on the foundation of praise. Carrie muses on how far she has gone since she won American Idol over 20 years ago. She is now looking back on her winning performance. She recalls with a smile, reading through those journal entries brings back so many memories. Memories of fear, excitement, and determination. Reading through those posts brings back so many memories. It is impossible for me to have conceived of the path that this adventure would lead me down. But I am so grateful for each and every second of it. American Idol provided me with a stage on which I could express my thoughts and feelings to the entire world, and I will be eternally grateful for that. Carrie Underwood's journey from American Idol to icon is a monument to the power of perseverance, faith, and hard work. She went from being a country music celebrity to becoming a Broadway star and everything in between. Her blog from the 2005 season of American Idol serves as a lovely reminder of the seemingly insignificant beginnings that led to the commencement of a career that continues to motivate millions of people.